Your memory bounces around all the time, and then you're spending a little bit of energy just holding that thought and waiting for the, okay, now I got to do this or whatever. So often every week, the Sunday mark is kind of that brain dump, so to speak, and then I'll have to let those ideas bounce around in my head. I'm Stephen Taylor, this is WeeklyST. We're gonna give you a behind the scenes look at a growing IT support company, scorecards, planners, and book apps. Just met with a high school incubator program, super excited to get involved with the young entrepreneurs in the incubator program at the high school level. They're starting to introduce some of the business stuff early on in the freshman and sophomore classes. And I think it's an exciting time for those students to start to think about, where do I want to go? What kind of things am I up to? What do I want to do? And it's really all about just getting your feet wet, right? You're 15, 16 years old. You don't have to have your life figured out. And if you're not sure, let's just try a bunch of different things to see what resonates, and you can always change your mind later. So I'm going to be doing some speaking, teaching, and interfacing with the incubator students, and that's always exciting for me to see the young entrepreneurs. I didn't start till I was about 25 years old, and so I look at them and I think that they have this 7-year head start, and how exciting that is. Back for me in high school, I was sitting in study halls all day, and we didn't really have any specific or industry curriculum like they do now with the STEM program and Incubator. So super exciting stuff there. I think part of it is the college hurdle, right? Our society tells everybody that they have to go to college. That might not be the best solution for everyone, right? And it's cool to showcase that, hey, look, I'm a college dropout, right? I tried 10 different things. I figured out what resonated, and then I ran with it. And I'm still trying to figure it out, right? The success is whatever you make it, right? Really, it's just, are you happy, and can you be happy with what you're doing and what you're up to? And so it's fun to go into the school setting and say, hey, here's a totally different story than what you see all day, every day, right? You don't have to do it the same way that everybody else does. You can throw noodles at a wall and see what sticks. And for me, I dropped out of college just because it wasn't giving me what I wanted, and I wasn't really learning that much, right? And it took me a few years to figure out. I had a bunch of jobs in the trades. I tried a bunch of different things, and whilst at the time it probably looked like I kept quitting jobs and couldn't figure it out, right? And wasn't, responsible or whatever. In retrospect, it was exactly what it was. I was trying to find what I wanted to do, right? And trying different things, especially at a young age. Being a high school kid, or even, out of college, 20s into your 30s, you can shift gears, you can change your mind, you can go do something totally different, and you might find the next big idea or whatever resonates with you, and then there's your version of success, and that's totally okay. So probably just getting into their minds as to, hey, here's a totally different story. Because we've ramped up sales and marketing, we're having a lot of sales meetings, prospectives, and we're trying something new. We've talked about IT support is not apples to apples. Most people, oh, we've got backups covered, or they think, everything is the same or everything is equal. It really isn't. And so we're doing a better job in our sales process through this scorecard that we have to really ask some questions to get a little bit deeper and help the client understand, oh yeah, recovery when it comes to backups is super important. And yeah, I'm not sure how long it would take our guy to put us back together or get us back online or what have you. And so it's asking questions to really get them to understand and highlight, okay, yeah, maybe here's an issue of concern, or here's something we need to be talking about. And so this scorecard process has been super helpful in these sales calls where maybe the prospect tells us, yeah, we're all right, we're happy, we're okay, right? So then we're able to maybe highlight some pain points or some challenging areas that then might hopefully lead us to that sale later on, and really showcase how we do things differently. So that's been super effective, and like I said, we're meeting with a lot of different prospects. Budget is always a common concern, and so we're helping some of these see how maybe they're wasting dollars spending time on billable or hourly fixes versus a monthly flat fee with us, and how we can even save them cash from having to buy hardware one time. We can bring that to them day one on part of a monthly lease or payment program versus that cash up front. So a lot of fun and exciting sales conversations. when you have a lot of things going on, it's impossible to remember everything, right? And you can use your phone, but half the time it's a distraction, right? Yes, I have to live by my calendar, but then I started getting into planners and being able to, not necessarily journal, but you've got your day, you know the things that you need to work on, and it's focused. This is the only thing it has in it. It doesn't have the distraction of other apps and notifications and everything else. And so I kind of went low tech on this. I tried 17 different planners. I've bought them all. If they're on the internet, I've tried them. And I ended up on the full focus planner that breaks everything down into a quarter. So that 12-week run of the year, 3 months, you know, hey, what are the 3 to 5 things that we need to accomplish in these 3 months, those 12 weeks? And then every day is kind of a section. You can write out your calendar. You can write down the 2, 3, 4 things that either need to happen today or are a part of the bigger goals for the quarter. And then it's really cool for me to be able to go back 3 months, 6 months, look at the whole year and kind of, oh, okay, these are the things we were struggling with and we overcame those. Or, wow, these were where we won and we, you know, blew through the goal, or we did better than we thought, or we were able to grow the company bigger and better, and even some of the stuff that's happening, you know, at life and personally. And so for me, a journal is something now that I carry all day, every day, and yeah, kind of the low tech solution, but I think it's more focused, so to speak, when you have a planner versus you're plugging everything into your phone. I think most of all, it's fun to look back and just look at, gosh, what all did we do in the last 3 months? Sometimes I'm so much like, what's next, what's next, what's next? I forget to kind of look back, and the journal helps me to be able to do that and go, oh, wow, I did this, 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 and this, right? Whether it's an accomplishment or a travel piece or what, even a special event, right? It's cool to look back in time, and they all sit kind of in the windowsill so I can go back, you know, 6, 12, 18 months, you know, a little bit of a gratitude practice to see, wow, we really did accomplish a lot. Let's get back to work. Your memory bounces around all the time, and then you're spending a little bit of energy just holding that thought and waiting for the, okay, now I got to do this or whatever. So often every week, usually, I kind of do a little sit rep, a situation report on, okay, here's what's going on at LeadingIT, here's what's going on at Shift, here's what I need to take care of at home or in my personal life, or here's the practices and the routines of things that I'm trying to get done for myself, right? And so at the Sunday mark is kind of that brain dump, so to speak, and then I don't have to worry or think or let those ideas bounce around in my head. They're jotted down, and then you can bring them to the front when you need to. On the flip side, like one of the ways I like to really leverage technology, I love this app called Blinkist. Blinkist is the Reader's Digest or the 15-minute version of a lot of books that are out there, and so it enables me to read 5 books in an hour and really get the meat out of them versus having to actually read through. A lot of business books, there's a little bit of fluff in there. There's a lot of good stuff, but there's also a lot of fluff, and so Blinkist allows me to read that book in 15 minutes versus 2-3 hours. So that's kind of the flip side, using technology versus paper. Follow us on all the socials, subscribe on YouTube, check back with us next week where we'll probably be talking about more ransomware in the news and hopefully some won deals.